Here's something people rarely talk about. You check your bank account on your phone. Payday was just 3 days ago, and somehow the number already looks smaller than you expected. Rent is scheduled, groceries are coming up, and there are 3 subscriptions you barely remember signing up for. So you tell yourself, next month I'll do better. But next month looks exactly the same. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's something interesting. Many people from Gen X lived through high interest rates, job instability, and multiple market crashes, yet a large number of them ended up financially stable. Not rich overnight, not viral success stories, just stable. So what were they doing differently? My name's Jack, and I spend way too much time thinking about everyday money habits and long-term financial decisions. If you're someone who feels like your paycheck disappears faster than it arrives, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not provide financial advice. Here's the thing. Gen X didn't grow up with investing apps, crypto hype, or daily get-rich headlines. They grew up with a much simpler financial message. Save consistently, avoid debt, and think long-term. And it wasn't glamorous. It was actually kind of boring. According to data from the Federal Reserve, the median net worth of households led by Gen X has grown steadily over time, largely due to retirement accounts and home equity. Not because they were constantly chasing the hottest investment, but because they were consistent. Here's what most people don't realize. Gen X didn't rely on dramatic financial moves. They relied on small, repeated actions. Let's look at the math. Imagine someone saves $250 a month starting at age 25. That's $3,000 a year. Not life-changing, not impressive, just steady. If that money grows at an average annual return of around 7%, by age 55, it becomes roughly $300,000. Now, $300,000 didn't come from one lucky stock pick. It came from 360 small monthly decisions to save instead of spend. This is where it gets really interesting. Gen X lived through a period where mortgage rates were sometimes above 10%. Layoffs were common, and pensions were disappearing. So psychologically, many of them developed what you could call a buffer mindset. They didn't assume the future would take care of them. They assumed they needed a safety net. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but things were cheaper back then. And in some cases, that's true. But the bigger difference wasn't just prices, it was priorities. Many Gen X households followed a simple order. Pay the bills, save something, spend what's left. Today, for many people, that order is reversed. Pay the bills, spend what feels necessary, try to save what's left, if anything. And that small psychological difference changes everything over time. Think of it like watering a plant. If you water it a little every day, it grows steadily. If you forget about it for months and then dump a bucket of water on it, it doesn't suddenly catch up. Money behaves the same way. Gen X wasn't always more sophisticated, they were just more consistent and cautious. Another important factor was debt. Credit was available to Gen X, but it wasn't as frictionless as it is today. There were fewer instant approvals, fewer buy now, pay later options, and fewer social pressures to constantly upgrade lifestyles. So many of them developed a habit of buying things only when they could actually afford them. Not everyone, of course, but enough to create a pattern. And over 20 or 30 years, those patterns matter more than almost any single financial decision. So what can we learn from this? First, flip the order of your money flow. Try earn, save, spend instead of earn, spend, hope there's something left. Second, automate something small. Even $50 or $100 a month builds momentum. The habit matters more than the amount at first. Third, build a buffer before chasing growth. An emergency fund may not feel exciting, but it changes how you make every other financial decision. Because when you have a cushion, you make calmer, smarter choices. Look, Gen X didn't have perfect timing, secret strategies, or magical investments. They just followed simple rules for a very long time. And in personal finance, time plus consistency often beats intensity. You don't need a dramatic plan. You just need a reasonable one that you can stick to. If this helped you see money a little differently, subscribe for more simple, practical finance lessons. And let me know in the comments, what's one small money habit you're trying to build right now?